Well, hey everyone, Dylan here, and just a kind of disclaimer off the bat, like always. There will be links in the description below for any articles I mention. 95% of these can be found at any of the news sites, though, that you would like to go to. So, by all means, just pick your favorite if you don't like the one I picked, and it's probably there. Anyway, I digress. Here's the news for what is today? June 12th. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. I almost said July. We're not there yet, thankfully. Kris Statlander comments on the return of CM Punk. I don't know why I just introduced this article like that, but I think I'm going to do that now. Okay. In a new interview with Nick Hausman, I think, Hausman, Statlander was asked about the return of the former AEW World Champion, aka CM Punk. Quote, I've always had decent interactions with him. If this is going to help us out, then that's fantastic. I can only hope with all these announcements going on and the new show starting that we only experience positive outcomes from this. Hopefully no negativity happens. We all get frustrated with our jobs sometimes, and that's understandable, but I do hope that everything that we do going forward is for the better of AEW, and I think that's the most important thing. Yeah, I think that's a very diplomatic way of answering this, so good job just thinking of that off the cuff. But yeah, hopefully my sentiments exactly. Hopefully this isn't a negative thing for AEW and Collision won't be one of those things we look at like thunder, you know? I said it off the bat, but if you want to listen to the interview from Nick Hausman, the link will be in the description below for it, as well as the interview via Fightful. Yeah, you know what? Like I said at the beginning, everything is linked in the description below, so yeah. Britt Baker discusses criticism of women in hardcore matches. Man, that sounded like a cynical tone, but I didn't mean it that way. Anyway, speaking with Simon Miller of what culture, Baker discusses criticism of women being placed in these scenarios. I think at the end of the day, people like what they like, and they hate what they hate. But you can't put women in a box and not let them break out of it. If you like hardcore matches, then you should like hardcore matches. It shouldn't matter who's in the ring. If it's a good match, it's a good match, no matter who's on either side of the ring. That's kind of what I feel about it, said Baker. Yeah, I'm just throwing my comment in because who asked? I did. I think she's on the right track. I mean, it shouldn't matter at the end of the day. As long as the work in the ring is good and it's like your style of wrestling, then like what you like. Doesn't matter what gender they are, you know? Come back. She was asked whether or not she enjoys competing in those matches and or looks at them fun, and Baker had the following to say. It's definitely not fun. It hurts. For a long time, too, it does hurt. But I wouldn't take anything back that I've done. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of what I did for AEW, for myself, and for the women's wrestling. Here's just one of the 50 billion random articles of the day. Ready? So WWE's returning to Germany. They announced that they're coming back to Germany with a 4-day tour in October of 2023. The trip will kick off in Munich, sorry, I'm not German, on October 25th and conclude in Berlin on October 28th. Tour will also include stops in Cologne, it's spelled like Cologne, Cologne, on October 26th in Hamburg in October 27th. June 12th, 2023, WWE will return to Germany this October at the Olympic, hold on, OLYMPIAHALLE in parentheses, MUNICH end parentheses, sorry, on Wednesday, October 25th, there's more, capital LANXESS Arena, Cologne, on Thursday, October 26th, and the Barclays Arena, Hamburg, on Friday, October 27th. Plus, Saturday night's main event heads to Berlin at the Mercedes-Benz Arena on Saturday, October 28th. Now, that's interesting. Do they still do main event? Hold on. I need to check on that. I don't see anything. So, was that just a casual dropping of, like, Saturday night's main event? And be just casually dropped in on October? That's interesting. I guess they're putting on something to compete with Collision. That makes sense. Unless it's, like, a live event. I don't know. But point taken, they'll have that Saturday night's main event at the Mercedes-Benz Arena on October 28th in Berlin. Fans of the attendance, this is continuing it. Fans of the attendance will see their favorite WWE superstars in action, including Cody Rhodes, The Ring General, Gunther, Seth freaking Rollins, Rhea Ripley, The New Day, Liv Morgan, which that's interesting because she's injured currently, so maybe that's one of those like results may vary unless she gets healed up in time. Anyway, Shinsuke Nakamura, Raquel Rodriguez, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and many more. Asterisk. They put asterisk, not just me. Standard tickets and VIP packages, including meet and greet opportunities with WWE superstars, will go on sale this Friday, June 16th at insert website here, with an exclusive pre-sale available from Wednesday, June 14th. 2 asterisks this time. For more information, visit WWE.com. The first asterisk is talent subject to change, of course. And the second one is please refer to individual event pages for details on age restrictions. So the first asterisk, of course, talent subject to change. That's just an in general warning, but that would make sense with Liv Morgan. I don't know. She'll be out of action till October, which that's 10, so 4 months away. Who knows? Maybe she'll be back in that by then. That'd be cool. And of course, age restrictions, duh. Roman surpasses CM Punk's 334-day reign with the WWE Championship. So I figured that title alone kind of gives away everything, but I wanted to add some professionalism and add some news to it. So here's some things I came up with. Asterisk off the bat, this is not counting his 1,000-day plus title reign with the Universal Championship, of course. That Roman won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 38 Night 2, on April 3rd, 2022. And that was 435 days ago. Punk's reign with the WWE Championship, at least one of the times, was from WWE Survivor Series 2011. Thanks for making me feel old. That was November 20th, 2011, of course. Until the WWE Royal Rumble in 2013, January 27th, 2013, when he dropped it to The Rock. So that is a combined total days of 434 days. So this next one is interesting because it's just Paul Heyman being Paul Heyman, of course. That's the best way I can word it, unless I come up with something whenever I break this up eventually. Anyway, he appeared on the insert Hebrew word for God, not Yahweh, the T one. Here, I'll just spell it out. Tetragrammaton with Rick Rubin. Paul Heyman commended Sami Zayn for the work he did with the group, noting that he could do more with a puppy dog face than anybody else. He then shared a line of dialogue that he wished he could have said to Zayn. Quote, "We're having a free-form creative expression here, so I will tell you something that I've always wanted to say to Sammy on television. I will never be able to say it on television because it's so inappropriate. I'm a big fan of the scenes in the movie True Romance. A lot of people can't stand the entire movie, just too long. But boy, you break it down scene by scene, and it's one of the greatest movies ever made. Love Gary Oldman as Drexel in the movie. Christian Slater comes into Drexel's club and catches a beating from Drexel, and Drexel turns to his bodyguard, Marty, and he goes, 'He must have thought it was White Boy Day. It ain't White Boy Day, is it?' And Marty goes, 'No, man, it ain't White Boy Day.' I always wanted to do this thing with Sammy, where I said is implied. You know what your problem is, Sammy? You thought it was White Boy Day. Take it from the one white boy on the island of relevancy. It ain't ever White Boy Day.' Of course, there's no way they let me say that on television. It's not about the racial overtones to it, or the skin color of a Polynesian against the pale white Sammy from Montreal, Quebec. It's about a mentality. Because Sammy is a Caucasian as Caucasian can be. He does not fit on the island of relevancy. He just doesn't. I do because I'm the wise man. I'm the exception. I'm the Tom Hegan. I'm the non-chlorine in the chlorine family. I'm the adopted one," Heyman said. Dear Lord, and dear Lord. That was just as much Paul as Paul can be, and I enjoyed everything I just read there. That's why I included it. Hi, so I just wanted to add this bit. Sorry, I know there's a lot of asterisks in this episode, but I feel like it wouldn't be right if I just went along with it without giving correct credit, I guess is the best way to say it. So I'm about to do a whole section. I'm just going to steal the title from the company that made it, per se. I'm just calling it the Rumor Roundup / the Rumors of the Day. Now, for anybody who's like, hey, wait a minute, Cage Side Seat does that. I'm like, yes, Cage Side Seats does do that. I'm 1,000% just stealing it from them because, once again, I don't have my own sources, per se, and I'm just skimming through like 20 different pages I use. So I said that both to like make it 1,000% clear I'm not trying to be creative or original by taking somebody else's work, and primarily that if any of these rumors are incorrect, it's not my fault. Alright, let's get into the rumors. According to Fightful Select, WWE wants to portray the Women's Championship on the same level as the WWE Universal Championship. That's why the title Asuka is holding looks so much like the one Reigns is holding. They also say Rhea Ripley is indeed expected to receive a new title with a new name. That's interesting. This was all done in part to clear up the situation with the titles following the draft. And I bet you they're going to name it like the World Heavyweight Championship or something like that. BWE, which, by the way, if you're like me and like, who is this BWE? It's just a fan that has some sources, I guess, and he's got a couple of inside scoops right in the past. Let me go to his Twitter page real quick. I'll just Yeah, it's BOOZR Rasslin, RASSLIN. He's got his page private unless he like allows you to follow him, but anyway, I digress. He claims there are a few returns in the coming months at WWE, as well as, quote, couple of title updates, end quote, and, quote, talent repackaging, end quote. So that's interesting. Couple title updates. We're already seeing some with the WWE Undisputed Universal World Heavyweight Championship becoming just the Universal Championship / the WWE Championship. I don't know what its official title is. Of course, the introduction of the World Heavyweight Championship, the Women's Championship being the WWE Undisputed Women's Championship, and whatever they're going to do tonight on Raw. So we've already seen a couple title updates. Talent repackaging, we've kind of sort of seen that, like with Mustafa Ali, just example off the bat, I guess, with Otis becoming Otis, which I love that, and Maxine Dupree becoming a wrestler instead of a manager / becoming a part of the Alpha Academy. And the few returns is crazy because last I heard WWE was on a talent freeze, so I hope we get our returns. I hope Matt Cardona comes back finally. God, I've been waiting on that one since Chelsea came back. Fightful says they asked WWE about Elias possibly signing a new deal and never heard back. The last word going around was his contract expired late 2022. Bryan Danielson has become more important of late. That has become more important late was in a quote. In AEW's creative process, says the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Quote, it was said when Khan is booking ideas and he's in a room with him, he pushes Khan to think harder and improve his thinking. Excuse me, my throat's dry. Like, he adds more enthusiasm to Khan, end quote. The Observer says Stardom informed them they won't have any talent at Forbidden Door this year and that they were not contacted by AEW at any point for the show. Here's kind of like a breaking news report. WWE exclusive TV rights negotiations with Fox and NBC ends without a new deal. Which is funny, I say it's breaking news, but I didn't report it, so not on this end, you know. Anyway, Andrew Marchand, I guess, of the New York Post reports that WWE's exclusive media rights negotiation window with NBC Universal, the parent company of USA Network, and Fox with the companies has expired. This allows them to engage in discussions with other potential media partners. The current contracts for WWE Raw and SmackDown on USA and Fox, respectively, ends in October 2024. Oh, I forgot to add the disclaimer, including the previous paragraph. I'm just quoting this article verbatim because it has to deal with a lot of like, hey, the contract's going to break on this day, hey, stuff like that. So anyway, back to the verbatim quote. Per the report, there is interest from both Amazon and Disney in picking up WWE's programming, with Disney reportedly considering FX as a potential landing spot as opposed to ESPN. In addition to the predetermined nature of WWE, the reported reason given for why FX makes more sense than ESPN is that ESPN cannot promise a weeknight for WWE. It has too many game obligations to just declare, quote, Mondays as WWE days, end quote. Amazon Prime Video streaming services will also be in talks to acquire WWE programming. Should be a big deal made on that front. It would see WWE move from cable to streaming platform for the first time. The report lists that Apple and Warner Brothers Discovery are dark horses. Suitors. Dark horse suitors. I guess that means they're just in the shadows being like, we'll make a bid if we ever have an opportunity, I guess. I don't know what that terminology means, but WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery, of course, the media partner of All Elite Wrestling in the United States, so they'll probably, they're probably not going to bid for it, but that'd be kind of crazy, wouldn't it? Like, you get the merger of Endeavor and WWE, and then, like, Warner Brothers has WWE and AEW, two rivals on the same network. That'd be wild. Anyway, so this one was wild. AEW's Billy Gunn, by the way, I just don't have a title for this one, but anyway, he appeared on Sports Keeda, so sports as, and this is all one word, so like sports, and then capital KEEDA apostrophe S, Wrestle Binge, where he revealed that AEW had tried to bring in Sean Waltman, better known as X-Pac, during his time in WWE and X-Pac and WCW, and I'm going to hit the microphone. Anyway, they tried multiple times without success. Gunn says that he believes Waltman still has value as fans know him, and he could help the younger talent while also being an ambassador for the company. And there's no word whether Waltman is interested in appearing for AEW. Yeah, I think he would be a really big, like, steal for them, but it makes sense why he's not signing anything, considering he still gets, like, appearances every now and then through Legends deals. Like, he showed up at Raw 30. You know, it makes sense. Plus, like, a friend of his is kind of one of the big dogs, so it makes sense he doesn't want to betray his friendship. Roman Reigns' next title defense. Roman Reigns is scheduled to defend his WWE Universal Championship for the first time since WrestleMania 39 at an upcoming WWE Live event in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Heritage Bank Center in Cincinnati has announced that Roman Reigns will defend his championship against Rey Mysterio at a live event June 17th. That's crazy that, A, that's happening. B, it's the first time that title has been defended, plus B.5, I guess. It's the first time that the WWE Universal Championship has been defended since WrestleMania. That they're going to, like, quote, throw that away at a house show, but I get it, like, you know, it's unpredictable at house shows. You don't know what you're going to miss, you know. But, again, Rey Mysterio getting a title shot in 2023, that's wild. Oh, yeah, it's going to be on a live event at June 17th. I said where it was located already. Okay, there you go. My brain is blown. Rey Mysterio title shot in 2023. That's not like a tag team one. You know what? Good on him for getting that, I guess. Rocky Romero discusses difficulties of creating cards for crossover super shows, such as AEW x New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. In a recent interview on the Under the Ring podcast, Rocky Romero discusses the challenging of creating said card. Quote, well, I think the quality part is kind of easy, and the fact that they both... I can read, I promise. And the fact that I think both companies have such great talent that you can put any mixture of these guys or girls together and, you know, create something super special like we saw last year. Outside of that, I think the hardest part is just like two big companies coming together like this who have a really regular schedule. It's hard to try to schedule everybody in when we need to, right? So now that Double or Nothing is finished, AEW has to build to Forbidden Door. On the Japan side, we just finished Dominion, and now we're building to Forbidden Door. Now it's just kind of getting everybody acclimated to have these 3 or 4 weeks that we need to build the pay-per-view. Romero also goes on to acknowledge the fact that a show like this doesn't need a super big build. Quote, also, there doesn't need to be a crazy build like you would normally need to build to a big show, because Forbidden Door is kind of special in the fact that it's a dream matches, or we're trying to give you matches that you normally wouldn't see on either program, right? Like whether it's in AEW or New Japan, end quote. Hey, listen, last year's Forbidden Door would have been crazy, but due to a lot of like legalities and injuries, etc., a lot of things got in the way. So hey, if you can do it this year without things getting in the way, I'm excited to see what the future holds. Anyway, former wrestler sadly has to undergo surgery. Former WWE and Impact star Matt Morgan has posted a message to Twitter asking for prayers as he gets ready to undergo back surgery. Morgan explained that he originally hurt his back in 2002 and developed an opioid addiction to deal with the pain. While he is now clean and sober, Morgan injured himself again playing basketball to the point where his left foot's going numb. On the advice of surgeons, he is expected to undergo surgery this week. Which, by the way, he last wrestled in 2019, and he ended his full-time in-ring career in 2014. And since retiring, he's participated in local politics in Longwood, Florida. I can sympathize with this, because minus the fact that it's an injury. Everybody can sympathize with pain. I've had a back injury myself and have permanent sciatic nerve damage, so yeah, that stuff's not fun. I'm sorry to hear that and hope you have a speedy recovery. Along with anyone else that's injured in this video, I hope they have a speedy recovery, by the way. Alright, so I'm going to end on this one just because it's hilarious to hear and very Sabu of him. So, Sabu revealed who he'd like to have his final match, like who he'd like to face in it. He spoke during our Golden Ring collectible signing. He revealed that he would love to have his final match against Brock Lesnar. Quote, I'd like to have a match with Brock Lesnar, though. If it's going to be an actual final match and I'm not going to wrestle no more, I'd like it to be against Brock Lesnar. And he continued saying, he'd be my perfect opponent because he does stuff that I don't do, and I do stuff that he doesn't do. That is such crazy genius thinking. That's like, when you see on paper, Sabu versus Brock Lesnar, you're like, why did they do this? This makes zero sense. Sabu against Brock? But then you start thinking about it, since he said, we don't do the same stuff. And once he said that, I kind of bought it. I kind of bought into the idea. Like, I was like, you know what? They don't do the same stuff, do they? Let's see where this goes. But it's not going to go anywhere, of course. But that would be freaking rad. Anyway, all right. That's all the news that I've captured for today. Again, if you want to read anything or read some more news, there will be a shit ton of articles linked in the description below. I use predominantly one site, like always. But again, there's like 80 billion different news sites out there for wrestling. You have your pick at who you like. Thanks for watching. I might be back tomorrow with a news video. Either way, there's some gameplay wrestling of 2K22 that will be uploaded tomorrow, regardless. Alright, I'll see y'all then. Oh, I might have a review, by the way. That too. Anyway, I'll see y'all then. Bye-bye.